हर पल करूं मैं तेरा ध्यान साईं, तेरा ध्यान साईं, तेरा ध्यान साईं।
Jai Sai Ram. We're continuing with chapter 31 of the Satcharitra. The story is called Tatya Sahib Nulkar. Hemant Pant gives no particulars regarding Tatya Sahib Nulkar except mentioning the fact that he gave up his ghost in Shirdi. A brief summary of the account that appeared in the Sai Leela magazine is given here. Tatya Sahib was a sub-judge at Pandharpur in 1909 when Nana Sahib Chandorkar was Mamlatdar. The two men often met and talked. Tatya Sahib did not believe in saints, while Nana Sahib loved them. Nana Sahib often told him about the Leelas of Sai Baba and pressed him to go to Shirdi and see Baba. He finally agreed on two conditions: that he must get a Brahmin cook and that he must find good Nagpur oranges to give to Baba. Both these conditions were providentially fulfilled. A Brahmin came to Nana Sahib looking for work, and he was sent to Tatya Sahib, and a fruit parcel containing 100 beautiful oranges were received by Tatya Sahib. The consignor was unknown. As the conditions were fulfilled, Tatya Sahib had to go to Shirdi. At first, Baba was enraged with him. But soon enough, Tatya Sahib got such experiences that he was convinced that Baba was God incarnate. Thus, he was enamored of Baba and stayed there till his death. As his end was approaching, sacred literature was read out to him, and during his last few minutes, Baba's paratik were brought and given to him to drink. Baba, on hearing of his death, said, "Tatya went ahead of us. He will not be reborn." We can see here how Baba is like a cosmic, all knowing doctor, and he knows what is so and so's disease and what is their cure. Tatya Sahib put forth a lot of conditions before he would go to Shirdi, and all of them were fulfilled without any efforts being made from his side. It is also very important, at least for me, to note that we have this image of saints and avatars, that they are always quiet, very smiling, very saintly, so to speak. But there are a lot of stories of Baba getting enraged, throwing bricks at people, hitting people. There are other stories of many saints, many avatars, like Neep Karuri Baba also hitting people. There are even videos of that. I don't want to take names of any saint or any avatar or make things religious or controversial, but a lot of saints are known for getting enraged, scolding their devotees, and then putting them on the right path, of course. It's not one of the cases of the worldly scoldings or worldly anger. It is all for a reason, and the only reason is for our betterment. In the previous story of this chapter itself, Baba asked the sannyasi to read the Ramayana when his time was near. But in this case, because Tatya Sahib Nulkar was possibly not someone inclined for such things, he had someone else read out literature, sacred literature, to him in his last moments. So he does all these things based on what we need, what is our capability, our mind, and what it would allow. One way or another, by hook or by crook, he gives us what we need. We will now read about Megha. Megha's story has already been described in chapter 28. When Megha died, all the villagers followed the funeral procession, and Baba also accompanied them and showered flowers on Megha's body. After the rites were performed, tears flowed from Baba's eyes, and like an ordinary mortal, Baba showed himself overcome with grief and sorrow. Then, covering the body with flowers and crying like a close relative, Baba returned to the masjid. Many saints have been helping humans attain salvation, but Baba's greatness is unique. Even a cruel animal like a tiger came to Baba's feet to be saved. It is in this story which will be narrated now. The tiger. 7 days before Baba passed away, a wonderful incident occurred in Shirdi. There came a country cart that stopped in front of the masjid. A tiger was on the cart, fastened with iron chains, with its fierce face facing the rear. It was suffering from some pain or agony. Its keepers, 3 dervishes, were taking it from place to place and making money by exhibiting it. It was their means of subsistence. They tried all sorts of remedies to cure it, but everything was in vain. Then they heard of Baba's fame and came to him with the animal. They let it off the cart with the chains in their hands and made it stand at the door. It was naturally fierce, disease ridden, and restless. People looked at it with fear and amazement. The dervishes went in, told Baba everything about the animal, and with his consent brought him before Baba. As it approached, it was taken aback on account of the luster of Baba, and it bowed its head. Baba looked at the animal and it climbed a few steps and then looked at Baba with affection. Immediately, it moved the tuft of its tail and dashed it thrice against the ground, then fell down senseless. On seeing it dead, the dervishes were at first very dejected, full of sorrow. But on contemplating, they later came to their senses. They reasoned that as the animal was diseased and nearing its end, it was very meritorious on its part that it should meet its end at Baba's feet. When any creature bows its head at a saint's feet and meets its death, it is saved. And unless it has a good store of merits in its account, how could it get such a happy end? That is the last story of chapter 31, which is all about Baba giving salvation to his devotees or creatures that came to him. There are countless such stories that never made to the Sai Satcharitra or perhaps any book, any records, and that's okay. That is not the point of why Baba does these things or any saint does these things. I hope we can find it in our hearts and our minds to absorb the lesson, to absorb the beauty and the grace and the mercy of such saints and let them direct our lives as they see fit. We'll start chapter 32 in the next video. Jai Sai Ram.
हर पल करूं मैं तेरा ध्यान साईं, तेरा ध्यान साईं, तेरा ध्यान साईं। दो स्वास्थ्य ऐसा करूं ध्यान साईं, तेरा ध्यान साईं, तेरा ध्यान साईं। हर पल करूं मैं तेरा ध्यान साईं, तेरा ध्यान साईं, तेरा ध्यान साईं।